Hey guys, this is Wolfie, and today we are going to talk about the 49ers and are they doomed? And then we're going to talk about the schedule, look at a couple other news things that are happening around the NFL. This may be a shorter live, just depends upon how it goes. I didn't plan on going live today, but I just kind of felt like with the DeAndre Hopkins trade and a lot of other moves, things happen around the NFL, and just a couple other things. I just feel like it for like maybe a therapy session. I don't know, but I guess I'm just gonna jump right into it. What's up, Sam? Welcome. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. The San Francisco 49ers cannot win a Super Bowl with this team. They're screwed. There is no, like, I've tried to sit on it and thought to myself, like, okay, we've had 3-5s before. We've had losing seasons in the first half, and then we had our amazing comebacks. But there's a major difference between those. That's injuries. Players feel hopeless. There's no answers. They're not one score losses. They're embarrassing losses. They're comeback losses. There's just getting blown out. There's no competition. There is no fight in this team. There's too many holes. The depth isn't there. Special teams is the worst ever that I've ever seen it. You can't win with that bad of special teams, which is crazy to say. The defense, yeah, can play great every now and again, but they don't complement the offense. The offense can't complement the defense. And when it does, it's one game out of 8. So, yeah, this team cannot win a Super Bowl. This team can't even go to the NFC Championship. You could be like, hey, so the Packers, well, we always beat the Packers in the playoffs. Sure, you can rely on that. Or we beat the Cowboys in the playoffs all the time. Oh, sure. Even though I don't have them going to the playoffs. What happens when we face the Minnesota Vikings? What happens if we face the Lions? What happens if we magically somehow make it to the Super Bowl? What are you going to do when you face the Ravens? This team can't beat the Ravens. This team is going to lose to the Bills. This team is going to lose to whatever possible team they'll play in the Super Bowl. This team is not good enough. And I don't know what happened. Super Bowl hangover, curse, whatever you want to be, it's fine. Even with, like, you want to blame the injuries or whatever, even without the injuries, even with what's his name? Even without the injuries, even without Ayuk, it wouldn't have mattered. He was irrelevant. Trent isn't the same player anymore. He's not playing as good. Let's be real. Nick Bosa, I know some people are saying that pressures. Oh, he gets pressures, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, but God-tier players like who's Nick Bosa is supposed to be is a God-tier player. Getting sacks is pretty important. And when someone tells me, oh, but he's getting pressures, he's in the backfield, average players do that. Average players just get pressures and go in the backfield and almost get the quarterback. Because you know what? Great quarterbacks can handle pressure. Great quarterbacks do not get affected because Nick Bosa is being pressured and can't get to the quarterback. Nick Bosa has not been that good ever since he signed that contract. I'm sorry, people, but Nick Bosa is not the same player. And you cannot convince me by telling me, hey, oh, but he gets all these pressures. Oh, bro. He's a fucking one of the highest paid non-quarterbacks in the league. And getting sacks, I'm seeing other non-elite fucking pass rushers actually sack the quarterback and actually do something. Sacks, it's so annoying when someone says, it's all because Bosa said one time that sacks are overrated. He said that shit because he's not getting any. That's why. If he was getting some, he'd be like, yeah, I'm getting sacks. He'd be throwing in your face. But he's not getting it. He's trying to make light of the situation. Getting sacks is important. We paid him to be paid him this much money to be a non-elite, a non-quarterback that's elite. That is a difference maker. That gets sacks. Because you know what happens when you sack a quarterback? They lose yards. Or they fumble the ball. No matter what, when you get a sack, something bad happens for the other team. It is quite literally the pinnacle of what a pass rusher is supposed to do. I don't want this mid-tier bullshit. Oh, he's got all these pressures. Again, Patrick Mahomes does not fucking worry about pressure. Elite quarterbacks that you're going to face in the playoffs do not give a shit. As long as the situation is in their control and they're elite, they're going to handle that stuff just fine. So Nick Bosa, I'm sorry, has not lived up to his contract. And it's fucking ridiculous for how much he's getting paid and for what he's lacking to do. The dude is literally playing like your average ass pass rusher. Is he getting the backfield? Is he getting pressure? Sure. That would do great against the Patriots. That would do great against other non-elite quarterbacks. But we're paying him to get to elite quarterbacks and taking them down. And he can't do that. Chris Kasorik has supposed to be this god tier like D-line coach, but he can't get shit out of Leonard Floyd. He can't get shit out of these defensive line players at all. Like there's nothing. Isaac Yiadom is constantly getting burned all the fucking time. It's bad. The defense sucks. The defense needs to be elite, and it's not. Was it better against the Chiefs? Sure, it was better against the Chiefs, but you want to know why the Chiefs are struggling on offense right now? They still made the plays that they needed to make, and that's what separates Kansas City from the rest of the teams, and why it doesn't matter if Patrick Mahomes is having a bad fucking year, because he knows how to score points no matter what his situation is. And I just think that this team is doomed right now. If this team loses to the Cowboys, it's over. The season is over. The 49ers need to be sellers at the trade deadline, and it's done. It's done. If the 49ers lose the Cowboys, it's over. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the schedule and we're going to look at the wins and see what you're doing. How am I doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just talking 49ers. Welcome to the stream, Rick. Woo! Welcome. All right. Let's bring up the schedule. All right. So we're going to bring up the schedule. We're going to look at it. And I'm going to show you exactly why with the team that we currently have right now, if we don't trade for anybody, make any kind of differences at all, we keep rolling with what we got, this is what the team's going to turn out to be. 49ers are going to lose to the Cowboys. If the 49ers lose to the Cowboys, that's a possible L right there. This is the best opportunity for the Cowboys to beat the 49ers right now. We're defeated. They're coming off a bye. We're morally destroyed. You got injuries, even though the injuries have been, like, for example, Ayuk has not been doing anything. So, like, I wouldn't expect it to matter him missing anyway. Trent, again, is not the same player. This is a perfect opportunity for the Cowboys to get this W. There's a good chance that will happen. So let's say the 49ers win that game. Okay, I'm already saying if we lose to the Cowboys, it's over. Okay, it is over, and we should just be sellers and trade Trent, trade every old guy you could possibly got, and move on to the next era. I'm sorry, but extending Trent didn't work out. Extending Debo didn't work out. I'm sorry, but it's time to move on. It's time to get on to the next era. Super Bowl hangover, curse, whatever you want to call it. Because of the injuries, it doesn't matter. This team is not winning a Super Bowl this time. This team is not going to the NFC Championship. Cowboys, right here. So let's say we get the W. Boom, we're 4-4. Woo, we're 4-4. Bucks, we could beat that team, actually. There's a chance that we could beat that team because they don't have a good offense. But it's 50-50. Might lose that one. I'm going to say we get that one. So what? We're 5-4. Woo! Seahawks. Woo! We're 6-4 now. We're going to lose the Packers. 6-5. We're going to lose the Bills. That's 6-6. Bears, we could beat the Bears, but their defense is great. And all the Bears have to do is just beat our inconsistent defense. There's actually a chance we would lose this game. But I'm going to give that one a W. Let's give that one a W. Okay. So that's a W2 against the Rams as well. So we're 6-6 right now. To the Dolphins, if Tua is at all the same player that he was coming back from his injury and he doesn't get another concussion, that is a loss. And the Lions is definitely a loss. Oh, God. So the best case scenario is what? 10-7? We can go 10-7. Best case scenario is 10-7. And that doesn't even guarantee you a playoff spot. Like at all. Yeah, this team is, and then the worst case scenario for this team is we lose to the Cowboys. We're probably going to lose to the Bucks. We'll maybe lose one of the Seahawks, lose to the Packers, the Bills, probably lose to the Bears. We're probably going to beat the Rams this time around and maybe even beat the Cardinals, and the Dolphins. With the team, with the current, as the team is currently is right now, we can't, it's over. Especially if, and this is going to come back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs, let me just talk about the Chiefs for a second. The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. They're winning. I thought they were going to win it after they beat us and seeing what they were doing and how good they were, regardless of how Patrick Mahomes was playing. They have the defense, they have the head coach, and they have the quarterback that can make the plays they have to. And now they have a wide receiver one who has surefire hands, who's clutch. And he may not be fast, but he's clutch. He's going to catch some clutch balls. He's going to be there when Patrick Mahomes needs him. And yeah, the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to do it. The Chiefs aren't going to lose. So far, I haven't lost to a team that they're supposed to beat yet. For example, the Ravens lost to the Raiders. Bills lost to, I can't remember who they lost to recently. They've lost to a bad team as well. The Lions are just going to lose to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl if they go there. The Minnesota Vikings are just going to lose to the Chiefs if they go to the Super Bowl. I think the Chiefs just won. It's over. They won. They're making the moves that they have to get better, and they did it by getting the wide receiver. Because DeAndre Hopkins, like, I would much rather them have traded for Cooper Kupp. And you'd be like, wow, that's crazy. Cooper Kupp hasn't been the same player in forever. He hasn't been the same player since that Super Bowl. The DeAndre Hopkins has been on the Titans and still been a stud. The Titans and still been a stud. So I'm coming on here saying that the 49ers, as of right now, with the state of the team, they are doomed. And if they lose to the Cowboys, they need to sell every old piece that they possibly got and try to move on to the next era. That's just the real fact. And with what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing, there's no way that this team could beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So it wouldn't even matter if we go to the Super Bowl because we all know the Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. We all know it. We can see it. We can feel it. We know it's happening. So I think we just need to accept that when they go to the Super Bowl, it's going to happen. The 49ers, if they do absolutely nothing and they beat the Cowboys, that's great. We go to the playoffs. But what are we going to do when we face the Vikings? What are we going to do when we face the Lions? We need a new piece. And I don't think the 49ers are going to do anything at all until after we face the Cowboys. Because the trade deadline is not until the 5th. So they have plenty of time, quote unquote, to wait until we play the Cowboys and then trade for a player. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to bother me a little bit because the Cowboys is not a good measuring stick. Like, as in, like, hey, we're going to win a Super Bowl. Or like, hey, we beat the Cowboys. Woo! Like, if we beat the Cowboys, I'm be like, woo, yay. We're in the same fucking hole that we were before. It just means the Cowboys are worse than us. Papa J in the house. What's up? Good to see you, man. We're not, man. What's up? Welcome. I have no energy, man. So yeah, this team, the Chiefs are just going to win the Super Bowl. If we beat the Cowboys, cool, but we have to go. Yeah, if we beat the Cowboys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter because they suck too. Just figuring out some graduation stuff. What's up? But yeah, I mean, as of right now, this team is doomed. This team ain't winning no Super Bowl. This team ain't going no NFC Championship. There's like they're not defying odds. They're losing games in like the worst way. It's not like 3-5 where we're losing close games and like we're losing by like 3 points or a touchdown or whatever. We're fucking getting blown out. And then but we're getting blown out by a team that we went to overtime in the Super Bowl. There's comeback wins from the Rams, comeback wins from the Cardinals. It is brutal this season. I'm physically and mentally beaten. I haven't felt this way. I haven't felt physically and spiritually like this since Chip Kelly. I haven't felt this way since Jim Tom Sula. Like usually like a day I get over it. 2 days maybe I'd be like, all right, we can see, yeah, woo, I can like do it, but I haven't felt. Oh, we can't trade for Arden Key. They already gave him the guaranteed money is too high. I already looked into that. I can't remember how much it is, but it's pretty high. They gave him too much money. We can't trade for Arden Key. The 49ers right now, I guess I'll just look at some comments before I just keep repeating myself over and over and over. But I just want to say if the 49ers do absolutely nothing at the trade deadline and being like, I believe in the guys we got, I'm sorry. You all know me. I'm usually pretty positive, usually have a lot of energy. I usually am like the faithful guy being like, hey, we can do it and stuff. But the more I think about it and the more and more I think about it, trying to find that window, I see a window to the playoffs. I really do. I just don't see a window to the NFC Championship game. I don't see a window to the Super Bowl, especially with this team. It's as if they're not cohesively together. It's almost as if they can't complement each other. Offense can't complement the defense. Defense can't complement the offense. It's brutal. It's such a. Like, I'm not trying to sound doomish. I'm not trying to sound like I'm giving up. I really am not, but it's just I feel like I got knocked the fuck out and then thought to myself, how am I supposed to win this fight? Like, how am I supposed to win this fight? It's crazy because the Chiefs, I already felt like, okay, they're the favorites for the Super Bowl. I just now at this point, when they trade for DeAndre Hopkins, they're winning. They're winning the Super Bowl. With other teams helping the Chiefs win a Super Bowl, how can you possibly beat that? If other teams are willing to help the other Super Bowl because they're so full of themselves thinking, oh, it doesn't matter, they're helping them, like the Bills, helping them in the draft. Like, what are you doing? Then the Titans being like, here's DeAndre Hopkins. It doesn't make any sense. The other teams in the same conference, not even the opposite conference, the same conference is helping the Chiefs win a Super Bowl. And that's fucking mind-blowing. That is, I don't feel like I see a bunch of people responding to the news and they're like, how can the NFL do this? Oh, the Chiefs no one's giving enough shit to the Titans or the Bills. No one's giving enough shit to them. The Bills literally play them in the playoffs every fucking year and they lose to them. You know what would be fucking hilarious? And I will laugh my ass off in just madness if the Bills lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs from a Worthy touchdown, game-winning touchdown by Worthy. It's just crazy, dude, that other teams in the same conference are like, hey, here's a better player. You know what? And then some people are like, oh, well, guess what? Well, Worthy's not elite, okay? It's not like we gave him an elite player. No, you gave him a player that helps them win. Worthy is scoring touchdowns. Worthy, I've seen make big plays already. Is he elite? No, but he's helping the Chiefs win. Why are you helping them win? It doesn't make any sense. I'm trying. Okay, I need to get to these comments. I'm trying to fathom that it's almost as if everyone in the comp, it's like the Chiefs went up to the Bills and said, give me your draft pick, bitch. And they're like, okay. And then the Titans were like, you know what? We need a wide receiver, man. I don't think Worthy's enough. Hey, Titans, give us D-Hop, bitch. Okay, here you go. That's what it feels like. They're just going around punking a bunch of teams, and a bunch of teams are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. No, it's a big deal. You're helping them win a Super Bowl. So it's just crazy, dude. It blows my mind seeing other teams help the Chiefs get to a 3-peat. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't. And so coming back to the 49ers, they need to drastically do something different. They cannot, and I mean they cannot let the trade deadline go by with nothing changing and being like, oh, but we're getting CMC back. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so bad for the 49ers right now. It is terrible. And if they lose to the Cowboys, trade everyone. Be sellers. I'm done with the season. If we lose the Cowboys, I'm going to preach all year because I still want to go alive. I'm still going to talk about the 49ers. But I'm going to preach, sell. Trade Trent, trade Debo, trade all these players. They're not doing anything. And keeping them around while they're on the back end of their careers doesn't make any fucking sense when you can't win games with them, when they're no longer clutch. They're not clutch. Debo is not clutch anymore. Trent, I'm sorry, Trent is not the same left tackle anymore. Let's be real. Nick Bosa, not the same pass rusher since he got paid. Let's be real. Chris Kasurek, the D-line coach, not the same. He's getting nothing out of this D-line. Nothing. All the people that we relied on to be clutch, to be dominant, to be the best, to help us get to a Super Bowl are no longer those players or no longer those coaches. It is crazy to me. It baffles me that there's this sense of content with the 49ers right now. I'm not lying to you. It feels like the coach and everyone else is just being content and being like, oh, but we'll get it because we always do. We always do get in the second half. Nothing in the past is repeating, is telling you all the things that happened in the past where we're like, okay, we can have a second half comeback. Okay, we lost, we're 3-5, but hey, we're losing by what touchdown? Hey, we're losing by one mistake that we make suddenly or a fumble. No, we're losing badly. We're losing in the worst way possible. Constantly. Fuck. The San Francisco 49ers are placing wide receivers on IR and promoting to the back roster. Aligned to signed the practice squad. Thank God we can work on Evan Anderson. I mean, we can work on Evan Anderson. All right, get to the next era. That's what we're doing now. We got Cowling out there. We got Pearsall out there. We got Booney out there. We got a couple other players that are going to be in the next era. But everyone else, I'm sorry, you need to go. If we lose to the Cowboys, you're gone. Just go away. You're no longer the same players. You're no longer the same people. You can't do it anymore. Start working on Pooney. Start working on Pearsall. Start working on Cowling. Start working on Anderson. Start working on Mustafa. Start working on the next era of players. Because this is fucking embarrassing. It's not the same where you could be like, okay, this happened and this happened and this happened, so you could justify it. No, it is a constant bullshit, no clutch crap from all the players who are like, oh, we'll be back next year. Oh, we're totally going to do it. No, you're not. Debo, you fucking suck now. I'm sorry you had pneumonia. I get that. But prior to that, you fucking suck. You would have one or two fucking good runs, and then you disappear. Or you get hurt. One of the two. You're not the same player. Why we fucking restructured your contract, I will never know. It's not like you did anything last year to deserve it. You did nothing. Ayuk. Oh my God, we should have just traded that motherfucker. And people are like, oh, but we don't have any wide receivers because he's injured. We don't have any wide receivers. He wasn't even a factor anyway. He was non-existent. It doesn't matter who's hurt, because the players that got hurt weren't doing anything anyway. It's fucking stupid. And then don't get me started. I don't even want to talk about the prize guy that I fucking love, that I almost bought a jersey for. I don't buy a jersey for anybody. I almost bought a Brock Purdy jersey, but after watching that Kansas City Chiefs game, I'm like, whoa. Who's this guy? Who is this guy? And yes, I still believe in Brock Purdy because he needs to show that he's consistently this bad. You want to know who's shown that they're consistently this bad? Ayuk, Trent, Debo, the offensive line, Nick Bosa, Chris Kacirik. All these fucking people who are supposed to be consistently can't just have one bad game. They're consistently having bad games. I agree, Wolfley. In my opinion, I think it's going to take about 2 to 3 years for us to get back to the playoff mode at this point. We're in like, I know what you mean by that, but I want to say we can still make the playoffs, but it's irrelevant. It's going to be like the Steelers situation where it's like, yeah, cool, you'll make the playoffs, but you're just going to lose the wild card round anyway. It's the same thing with the 49ers. It's like, yeah, you may make the playoffs. You may win the division, which is one of the worst divisions in the NFL. Probably the second worst, because I think it was, I think the Jets division, I can't remember what division that is. That division is the worst. The NFC West is second worst. We could easily win this division and go to the playoffs. But we are fucked, absolutely fucked with the current team that we have against the Minnesota Vikings, the Lions. Oh my God, the Lions will fucking stomp us in. You thought the Kansas City Chiefs game was bad. If we do not trade for a significant player, and I mean like just a player could do it, and you may not like, well, you gone from this and just us driving a player. The reason why that is because you will have hope again. There's a new structure brought to the D-line. I don't even think wide receiver is something we need to address. People are like, we need to trade for wide receivers. No, we don't. I don't think there's no wide receiver out there that right now I don't think would make a significant difference. D-Hop, I actually kind of thought would. Cooper Kupp, we're not going to see Cooper Kupp. Cooper went to the Bills. There is no more good wide receivers available that can actually fix anything. They're all gone. They've all been traded. It's fucked. It's over. We need to trade for an elite pass rusher. We need an elite pass rusher. We need to trade for Myles Garrett or Max Crosby. And if we leave the trade deadline by trading for some stupid ass depth piece that got one sack all year, we're fucked. That's a sign that owners don't give a shit about Super Bowls and only want about money. Debo can go, sorry, I had one good year. Yeah, he had one fucking good year and he disappeared. I love this, Wolfie. Going to this game sucked. Guys came out being like, it's just it felt like it, man. It felt like as if they felt entitled to a victory. They felt as if, oh, we're just going to go into this and their offense is struggling and their 6-0 is fraudulent. That's bullshit. There is no fight in this team. There is no cohesion in this team. There is no complement to any side of the ball. There's nothing good happening for the 49ers in any aspect. It was Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was the only bright spot of this entire year, and then Jordan Mason. But then again, he had that fumble in the I can't remember the game we lost. He had a fumble at like the 8-yard line. He had a bad moment. But there's nothing good going except for Brock Purdy, and that was taken from us against the Kansas City Chiefs. And if we lose to the Cowboys, it's over. It's over. If we lose to Dallas, it's over. Hopefully our Lord and Savior McCaffrey can save us. No, that wouldn't even do it. That wouldn't even do it. A running back isn't going to fix this team. Because it's not like, oh, we have one problem on the offense with this running game. No. It's the whole thing. It's the whole package. It's not going to fix special teams. It's not going to fix Chris Kacirik and his fucking problems of making this D-line elite. It's not going to suddenly make Nick Bosa the sack master that we're used to in the past. It's not the same. I'll be excited if Christian McCaffrey comes back, but it's not going to change my belief against the Lions. It's not going to change my belief against the Vikings. It's not going to change my belief if we go to the Super Bowl and face the Ravens or the Chiefs. This team is worse than the team last year by a mile. And I mean by a mile. It's not even close to last year's team, and they couldn't beat the Chiefs. They couldn't beat the Ravens. So you're expecting, even with Christian McCaffrey, because they had Christian McCaffrey when they faced the Ravens, they got fucked up. They had Christian McCaffrey when they played the Chiefs, they got fucked up. This team was supposed to be better. This team was supposed to be way better than last year. That's how I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, our team got definitely better. Christian McCaffrey getting hurt, whatever. Guess what? Mason's a revelation. He's fantastic. We shouldn't need the offensive player of the year running back for us to be the dominant team that we need. Mason's been playing like a top 10 running back. That should be enough. Brock will bounce back. I hope so, dude. We fucking need him. We need him. Purdy has one game every year where he looks like absolute shit. Last year's the Ravens, now it's the Chiefs. He'll bounce back. Thank you. You guys are helping me keep my shit together. Because Brock is the only bright spot. He is the only thing that's given me any kind of hope. I'm not lying. He's the only thing I'm clinging to right now. I'm losing my mind. We need something to change at this point. I'm concerned about it. I'm concerned. That shouldn't even be the case, man. I should not be concerned about the Cowboys. The Cowboys got way worse this year than they were last year. Way worse, dude. And we were supposed to be better. We could lose to the Cowboys, guys. The team that lost to the Lions 47-9. Sorry, the team that beat the Cowboys 47-9, the Lions. The Lions beat the Cowboys 47-9. The Saints destroyed the Cowboys 44, whatever it was. It's just, it feels so hopeless. Because it's not, if it was just one or two things, if it was just close games that we're losing, I would have a lot of faith. Right now, I'll be preaching to you guys, it's not over. What are you guys freaking out about? We still have Brock Purdy. We still have a good offense. We're just losing games by a point. This is a season from hell. Strawberry, welcome to the stream, dude. Juan Spartan, I forgot to say what's up to these people. I said Farmers, man. Juan, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm low on energy. Spartan, what's up? It's on Kyle to get more creative with the scheme. The scheme is what's being figured out. Just stick another QB in there with Bell, Conley, and two rookies. That O-line gets Spags. Same result. If you want to blame Kyle, go ahead. If you want to blame Kyle, fine. I can't I'm not going to sit here and say, because the last game against Kansas City Chiefs, I actually thought he adjusted in the second half. It was just Brock Purdy playing like shit. But if you guys want to blame him, fine. Fine. I mean, it's not like he's playing great either. So that's the thing, man. We can get Greenlaw back, and guess what? He could not be the same player. He could get hurt again, and we're back in the same boat. It's just, we are this fucking thin. This thin. We are glass right now. Fire Brian. I don't know why that dude is even the head coach is still coaching right now. I don't understand. Why are we doing the same thing and expecting a different result? Why? I don't understand. Do something different. Anything. Hire the janitor, the ball boy as the fucking special teams coach. I don't care. I want to see something different because this team isn't going to magically get good. This team isn't going to get Christian McCaffrey and suddenly be good. This team isn't going to get Greenlaw and suddenly make Nick Bosa dominant again. The players themselves have regressed. They have regressed by a lot. Not even like a little bit. All these guys fucking suck now. They're average. They're average-ass players. Debo's average. Ayuk was below average. Trent is an average left tackle right now. It's just what the fuck? Going from you being a dominant players, these players being dominant, these players being clutch, to just being garbage. Just absolute garbage. Like, there is zero hope for these fucking, like, when I see Nick Bosa go to pass, I'm like, oh, he's going to get pressure. I'm going to see a post on Instagram or Twitter being like, oh, Nick Bosa's got 14 pressures in that game. Fuck that. You are a non-quarterback being paid like as if you are one. I want sacks. We're paying you to get sacks. And don't tell me that sacks, they're not everything. Sacks, no matter what, how you get them, is either a loss of downs or a sack or a fumble. It is bad. Pressures, fucking a quarterback can throw multiple touchdowns being pressured. Big plays can still occur when you're pressured. Shut the fuck up about sacks not being important. We're paying Nick Bosa to be elite. We're paying Nick Bosa to get 10, like, he can't even get 10 sacks. He's playing like a fucking average pass rusher. Fuck. This team is not only worse, it feels almost up. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's almost as if they expected things to come to them. Yeah, teams are aware, dude. They know how to shut down Nick Bosa. They know how to shut him down. They know how to shut down this D-line. They know how to shut down our offense. Oh, Mason's issues are on the red zone. Agreed. I don't know if you were here yesterday, but not yesterday. Did I go live yesterday? I don't remember what it was. I was a lot more calm then. I was a lot more chill. I was like, okay, just all right. But I think what made me snap, and I think it was the Chiefs trading for D-Hop. Because the rest of the team is trying to help them win a Super Bowl. And it's like the whole world's against us, I swear to God. And it just made me realize, like, wait a minute. Chiefs are winning games regardless of the situation, and they just got better. Bills are winning games, and they just got better by trading for Amari Cooper. The Ravens got Derrick Henry, who's an absolute stud, who I think should be MVP as of right now, not Lamar. I think it should be Derrick Henry. They're getting better too. All these teams are getting better. We are not. We are regressing. We are getting worse. There aren't too many excuses for this performance. We need Brock to get settled in for the. I don't blame you, dude. There is a clear window for the Cowboys to win this game. There is an obvious window for the Cowboys to beat us. And that shouldn't be the case because they're worse than they were last year, and we dominated them last year. And we were supposed to be better. I fucking hate. I have us losing. If you have us losing, then you have us losing, not winning a Super Bowl, and the season's over. If you have us losing, that means you think the season's over and that we need to be sellers. Because if we lose to the Cowboys, we're sellers. I don't want to see us trade for another player. I don't want to see us do any bullshit like that. I'm sorry. I know we're the faithful, but you got to be realistic sometimes. I will be faithful if there's a window. There is no window right now. There's none. If you beat the Cowboys, there is no window. If you lose to the Cowboys, there is no window. It's shut. It's done. There's nothing to have faith in at that point. It is over. It is over. And the 49ers need to just be sellers and get rid of those bum-ass players that aren't doing anything. Debo, get rid of your fucking podcast and focus on getting better. I understand you had pneumonia last game. That is a legit excuse. But prior to that, you had none. You fucking suck. Trent, the balls on Trent to fucking hold out and be like, I deserve a new contract, and then play like a fucking average left tackle. Go fuck yourself. We can get back on track if we win against the Cowboys, get CMC back in the bye, and win against the Bucs. I can see us beating the Bucs because the Bucs right now are in turmoil. They won't have Mike Evans, and they won't have Chris Godwin. And I think they have a shit running back in Zamir White. I think that's their running back. Special teams is a big factor why we chose. It's why we lost to the. I can't remember what team it was. They allowed a big run at the end. I don't know. Yeah, special teams are bad, dude. They're the worst. They're the worst side of the ball. They're the worst special teams in the NFL, hands down. Hands down. That's what I'm saying. They have their problems too. They're going through turmoil. Their team got worse. They're supposed to be significantly worse than us. So if we lose to them, pack it in, dude. Pack it in. Pack it up. If the receivers are Bell, Conley, and the two wide on Sunday, they need to run the ball like 50 times. I agree. And this is I'm not to start talk more about the Kansas City Chiefs game. I do not know why. Brock Purdy thought to himself, hey, I'm going to throw this clutch deep ball and if he was wide open and then you threw, like, for example, like if he cut inside, right? Because you know how the pick was, Brock used anticipation on that throw. I don't know why you're using anticipation for a guy who's constantly being clutch in the aspect for the other team. You need to know for a fact that Ronnie Bell is going to be wide open for you to throw it to him. I do not know why you were like, I'm going to have faith. I'm going to pray to Jesus and be like, I got to believe in my guy. When the guy hasn't proven damn fucking diddly squat. I don't know why you're throwing it to Ronnie Bell with anticipation. I don't know why you're throwing it to Ronnie Bell with faith. Because that's what it is. I don't know why. I'm not putting on Kyle Brock. Definitely played bad on Sunday. I just don't think any other QB would have any better with what he was given. You know, I hear what you're saying. I totally get it. But my problem is with that is the ball is still leaving Brock's hand. He forced the ball into double coverage when nobody was open. He threw the ball to Ronnie Bell with anticipation, as if he expected Ronnie Bell to do the right thing. He threw not first and goal, but a goal and whatever it was, interception when there was nobody there. I understand McKivitz allowed him to hit his hand, but the guy he was throwing it to wasn't even open. So I understand that with what the weapons he has, Brock made terrible mistakes with what he has. Like the weeks prior, I was able to defend him because he held on the ball, didn't force the ball. He didn't put the ball in harm's way consistently. He wasn't making plays, and that sucks to see, but I can defend him. I can be like, look the weapons he's got. He's got nothing. He's got worse than separation, worse than yak. What do you want him to do? Throw it into double coverage? What do you want to do? Throw it to Ronnie Bell with anticipation? I could say that, but I can't say that if the ball is leaving his hand and going into double coverage. Then hold on to the ball. Then run it. Bosa's the king of almost sacks, 110%. 110%. I'm so fucking sick and tired of people talking about, oh, he's getting pressures. He's not an average fucking DN, dude. He's supposed to be the best. He's supposed to be doing what Max Crosby's been doing. He's supposed to be doing what Myles Garrett is supposed to be doing. He's not. He's not. Spitting off fire, Spartan. I disagree with this assessment, but if you want to believe that, I can't fight you. I can't argue. Because everyone's playing like shit, from coaches to players. So Val, welcome to stream. Welcome. Hey, you made a stream. There you go. You made a stream. Good. What's up? Hey, we got people showing love. Hey, at least there's that. That's what I like to see. Who would you sell? I would sell fucking Debo. I would sell, like, it sounds bad, but I would easily sell Debo, even with the cap hit we would take, even with the dead cap that we would take. I would sell what 49ers media just said, Ward. I would sell Ward. Who else do we got? I'm trying to think. We can't sell Ayuk because he's hurt. We can't sell CMC because we just restructured his contract. I'm selling McKivitz. I'm selling Banks. I'm selling. Who else we got? I'm keeping Juwan. I'm sorry. Juwan's the only fucking thing that makes me happy. Keep that guy. Even though, theoretically, I don't know how old he is, but he's up there. I think he's 27, I think. Start making moves. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Hufunga? Well, he's on IR, so we can't trade him either. Fuck. We need guys like Mustafa and Greenlaw who bring the boom. Yeah. Just need to move on to the next one. Foreigners might need to start learning Chinese, something. And I'm doing good. I feel bad for 49ers, but we can beat the Cowboys if we step up. I do. I don't get me wrong. I still think we could beat the Cowboys, and I still got us beating the Cowboys. I'm just talking as if, because there is now a more realistic chance that we could lose to the Cowboys. And that if we were to lose to the Cowboys, it's over. There's just no way you could lose to that team and think to yourself, okay, we can win a Super Bowl, or we can go deep into the playoffs. I just don't see it. Just don't see it. Debo has a chance to play, even though he won't practice today, according to Kyle. He has pneumonia, dude. I actually don't expect him to play. Pneumonia fucks you up your lungs, dude. I'm surprised he's not day-to-day and won't be back until the week after. Pneumonia fucks up your lungs, dude. So I'd be shocked if he does play. Ronnie Bell fucking sucks. The fact that he's still on the team, I know, dude. I don't know why he's. I think the only thing I could think of to why he's even on the team is because he's the only person who's had, I think, any wide receiver other than Juwan Jennings and Debo who's had some reps with him. But I don't even think he's had that many reps with Brock Purdy either. So I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. They think Ronnie Bell's magically going to get good, dude. Like, I should have listened to Strawberry from before the season. I was like, I believe in Bell, though. He has some good potential. He had a couple of drops that are pretty bad. You know, that's just bad luck. Nah, man, that's who he is, dude. That's who he is. He sucks. He's trash. Kittle, will he be playing Sunday? I don't know. Let me check. It says he's day-to-day, so probably, yeah. And even if he's hurt, you know he's going to go out there and play anyway, because without him, we can't go anywhere. We can't win Super Bowls. Sorry, we can't win games. I don't say Super Bowls. I don't know why I said that. Without him, we can't win games. Let's be real. So he's going to go out there. He's going to play hurt. Probably re-aggravate his ankle because he's stuck in a rock in a high place, between a rock and a high place. I think he will, but I don't know. Maybe they should trade. In my opinion, I think everybody was playing sick, literally and figuratively. That's something, dude. Something. I'm just so tired of, even before the Kansas City Chiefs game, the inconsistency. You cannot rely. There's nothing. It is so frustrating. There's nothing you can rely on. There's no like, oh, in the fourth quarter, we could do this, or in the second half, we could do this, or whatever. It's literally, hey, let's get into the second quarter. Hopefully we score a shit ton of points. and then try to hold a lead in the second half. That is the story of the entire year. That's the story of the entire year. Val, Kill, and Conley, both day-to-day. Nick Bosa's birthday is today. I mean, I'm not mocking at you. I'm not mocking you. I'm mocking at it being Nick Bosa's birthday. Like, how about with all that money you're getting, you get us some sacks. Oh, okay. Happy birthday to one of our decent first round. I know, dude. New subscriber here, tuning in on All Sports Podcast. Hey, welcome, man. Welcome. Welcome. Sell Floyd, honestly, he's been jack shit. Yeah, dude. Yeah, get a 2026 seventh round pick for him, dude. He's been non-existent. Give Beal Jr. more reps. Give Sam whatever more reps. Trade for a 23-year-old pass rusher that some other team's losing so we can develop him. Like, let's not waste space. If we lose to the Cowboys, let's not waste space on players that are old and we can't develop or move on to the next era of players. Because the next era of players is not going to be next year. It's going to be in 2026. That's when it's going to start. We're going to start recycling into new players. So maybe not this year if we trade. Okay, let's sell some players this year, right, that we can't afford. Next year, we could trade Debo after June 1st. We can cut Hargrave after June 1st as well, save significant amount of money, and start focusing on the next era. First of all, hello, and I hope your day is going great. Secondly, I doubt trading Purdy's the answer. I still think Purdy is that guy. I know he had a bad game last week, but he always has one bad game a year. Every quarterback really actually does have a shit. Like Josh Allen recently had a terrible game. He was like 9 for 30 or some shit. It was terrible. You are allowed to have a bad game. It's what are you doing consistently that says who you are? And I don't think Brock Purdy is consistently this quarterback. He is not. I would rather, I truly, and I can't, and you guys know me, I'm usually a Kyle defender. I would rather get rid of Kyle before we get rid of Purdy. I believe in Purdy more than I believe in Kyle. I think that Purdy could be a successful quarterback on another team. I truly believe that. I believe that. I would rather see Kyle leave than Brock Purdy. I would. Yeah, I love your videos. Like, hey, yeah, welcome, man. I appreciate it. JJ's definitely a keeper. Yeah, without a doubt, man. He's Baby Megatron. That's what I call him. I call him Baby Megatron. Baby Megatron. That JJ has been Brock Purdy's security blanket, underrated security blanket for years now. You know? I have a Kill jersey, 49ers chains, and I'm happy to be faithful to the bait. Good shit, man. Good fit. Good shit. So faithful is a little bit of a strong word right now, but stick with your team no matter. That's what I always say, though. Like, I'm still going to be a 49ers fan. I'm not giving up on the team in the sense like I'm just going to stop going live and stop watching football and whatever. This team go 2-14. I'm still going to be a 49ers fan regardless. But at this point in the season, considering what the expectations were, there needs to be a real talk. There needs to be a snapping of the fan base in the sense of like, what the fuck are you doing? What is going on? Again, if this was a year where we're losing close games and it's just one mistake here and there, despite the offense complementing the defense and we're losing games, nothing like that is happening. It's time to get real. It's time to get real. Biggest mistake is paying Ayuk when we should have been traded a long time ago. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought signing Ayuk was a good idea. I thought he would be back to his original self around week 6, week 7. But he had that one great game against the Cardinals, who have a shit defense anyway. He wasn't doing anything. And then before his injury, he didn't even look like he was becoming the same player anymore. He didn't look like the player that Brock Purdy had faith in anymore. It's the entire team. The entire team is not the same. Malik Mustafa, the lot except against Mahomes. Mustafa doesn't keep. I know, dude. That was embarrassing when he went for the fucking hit, and then Mahomes like, boom, get on the ground. I was like, ooh. I was like, oh my god. Mustafa handled it well though. I think he posted a meme. I can't remember what the meme was, but he posted a meme. He responded to it, so you can give him love there. But why do we suck this bad this season? Man. That is a tough question. You can really point out to a lot of things, but I don't think there's one majority thing that sticks out. It's a group effort that we suck right now. It's become a group effort. It's almost as if Fred Warner balls out, Nick Bosa sucks. If Nick Bosa balls out, Fred Warner will suck. Like, it's just, there's this complimentary sucking to cancel out someone else's performance. Like, someone on offense, like Brock Purdy could be a baller, but Mason will have a fumble, or the wide receivers will suck. It's almost as if they're complimentary and trying to just be the suckiest team possible. That's the best way to put it. As if they're trying to be like, we got the God tier Madden team that people would love. That's supposed to be like 90 overall, and players are working their ass off to not be that good. And it's kind of what Strawberry said, or I think it was Strawberry. Someone said this. People are just figuring us out, and we're not adjusting. We're not changing. I do think that Kyle Shanahan, and you can see it, and you can say this, he is changing the offense. It's been a lot different this year. It's just not, the changing hasn't been good. It hasn't been a good change. Whatever you're doing last year, man, go back to it. Go back to that play action, man. Go back to it. Get dust off that playbook that you had last year, dude, and go back to it. Because whatever you're doing different now, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Trent Taylor, Ronnie Bell. I've been saying some phrases. Yeah, dude. I'd much rather have Trent Taylor. At least Trent Taylor. Well, then again, I would say Sherrans, but then again, he dropped that one easy touchdown in the preseason. But 49ers should be better in the fourth quarter, but they're not. They should be. They haven't played a complete game all season. Offense doesn't play well. Defense is shit bed. Defenses play well. Offense shit the bed. Only thing that count on special teams always shit in the bed. Yes, it's like they're working together to be shit. I try not to be negative or a hater. I feel like you guys. I feel like for you guys, it gets worse from here if they keep up the inconsistency. Yes, because I know some people weren't here, but where is it? The best that we got right now, looking at the schedule, I got 10-7. A 10-7 season at best. And they could easily drop other games as well where they go, what is it, like 8-9, I think it is. It looks bad. It looks bad. It looks bad. I brought up the Purdy trade because it's been floating around the internet the last – I heard about that too, but I think that's just the momentum of Brock Purdy not having a great game against the Kansas City Chiefs. So all the haters are coming out of the woodwork and just pushing narrative after narrative after narrative after narrative. Being like, okay, well, he's obviously not that guy. You're hearing a lot of people say he's a system quarterback now. Is he actually a pumpkin? You got Grant Cohn pushing the narrative. You got all these people pushing narratives to where you feel like, okay, maybe Brock Purdy is possibly going to get traded. When realistically, that's until he consistently plays bad, unless he consistently be's the reason why we lose. That is why. But the reason why things develop, okay, just like teams develop momentum to win games, rumors also gain momentum because teams are losing. You see what I'm saying? So like if Brock Purdy played badly and then you got a bunch of haters coming out of the woodwork pushing that narrative, some people, the haters are also going to jump on that and push that narrative. And then those videos are going to go viral. And that's what happens. So there's being realistic. And then there's like, okay, pay attention to what is the situation right now and what is the narrative that's being pushed and why is that narrative being pushed? Same thing with Brock Purdy. Until he consistently shows me that he's not a franchise guy and he cannot win a Super Bowl or that he cannot be clutch, because I've seen him be clutch. I've seen him play perform. I've seen him be the reason why we win games. Let's not forget, to me, he's the reason why we beat the Packers. He's the reason we beat the Lions. I believe he's the reason why we went into overtime against the Chiefs. And then all that goes kaput just because he has a bad game against the Chiefs last week. Nah, man. Nah. I'm getting sick of the Kyle's bullshit. Grant Cohn's starting to make a lot of sense. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because look. This is why. If you're consistently being negative all the time from the get, let's be real. It didn't matter what Kyle Shanahan did. The negative narrative would always be pushed. If Kyle Shanahan went for it on that extra point last week and failed, Grant Cohn would just jump on him and say he sucks. Why did he call that play call? Even though going for 2 was what fans wanted. I didn't care. I didn't expect the extra point to be missed. I was like, okay, this is an extra point. Whatever. If you're consistently going to be like, okay, he sucks, but he's constantly being good, and then at some point he plays bad, those things are going to start making sense to you. It's because he's constantly being a negative aspect, you're going to look at the negative. You're going to force yourself to look at the guy, oh, I guess he was right. When really, let's be real, Grant Cohn's been wrong all year. He was wrong about Christian McCaffrey. He was wrong about Trent Williams. He was wrong about Ayuk, even though him signing him was a mistake. He thought that he was going to get traded like 1 billion times. If you're consistently being negative all the time and then something negative happens, of course you're going to look good. If I'm constantly positive all the time and then something positive happens, I'm going to look good. Yeah, BA didn't have a 1,000-yard season until Purdy. I love that stat. That is so facts, Warren. He did not get good until Purdy showed up. Purdy elevates this offense. He makes it better. They should have signed Ayuk earlier and trade Debo at the draft. Yes. I don't think the Ayuk we would have at the beginning of the season if we actually got that shit resolved from the start. If we got that shit resolved from the start, I think that the Ayuk we got would not have happened. I think the disgruntled Ayuk, the Ayuk who's stressed out, because even he was like, oh my God, you could look on his face. When he came back, dude, he looked stressed. He looked uncomfortable. He did not want to be at the 49ers facility. And I don't think he would have developed that or became that way if he came into the game, if he came back before the draft and we just traded Debo. Debo should have been, honestly, let's be real. Debo should have been traded the moment that you realized he couldn't beat man coverage in the Super Bowl when we needed him. You should have traded him when you knew that he couldn't do anything to help us win. He didn't do anything. All year last, he had one great game against the Eagles. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he has one good game at best. Ever since he got paid, man, he was not the same. Same thing with Ayuk. But that Ayuk thing was just because of everyone else, you know. It's such a shit show. It is such a shit show. It's bad, dude. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'd be surprised if we win another game. Yeah, I mean, the only game I can see us winning right now, like confidently, even how shitty that we are right now. Let me look it up. Okay, so the Cowboys, we could lose that one. The Bucks, we could lose that one. Seahawks, even though we dominated them, depending upon how we're feeling, morale, momentum, whatever, they could beat us. Green Bay Packers, they could beat us. Bills, they could beat us. Bears, they could beat us. The Rams, I think we could beat the Rams again. Yeah, we choked that one game, but I mean, holy crap. Are you that bad where you're going to lose to the Rams, who are pretty much selling at this point? That'd be terrible. Tua, depends if he can stay healthy or not. Can Tua stay healthy? Can Tua get back to who I thought was an average quarterback at the time that could still win games? If Tua can get back to who he was, that's a loss. If Lions, that's 100% a loss. The Cardinals could beat us because I think the Cardinals are better than what people are giving them credit for. There's only one game I'm confident in, especially if we lose to the Cowboys, and that's the Rams. Like, we have to. Like, if we lose that game, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. The Bears have an elite defense. So, if the Bears can just take advantage and we don't have CMC back or whatever, or if CMC is just not the same player, something like that, the Bears could beat us. True, he did love Trey Lance. He was obsessed with Trey Lance. He got upset. Dude, I will never this is when I started to turn on him a little bit. I know there's some fans here of Grant Cohn. I don't mean to talk shit about him. I don't want to turn this live into that. It's just someone brought it up, so I'm just giving my opinion on it. He said Brock Purdy went 12 for 12 in practice. 12 for 12. And he got upset saying, oh, Trey Lance would have gone 12 for 12 if he was a first team. If he got some first team reps. And he went like 4 and 7 or some shit. Like, dude, come on. Come on. I know a wide receiver really wouldn't help us, but it would be a good thing to have a fake deep threat as a distraction. We should trade for Deontay. I would love DeAndre Johnson. That's actually a good option. I like DeAndre Johnson. I think Deontay Johnson would help, especially with Larry Krueger preached about how we need a speed guy, a difference maker, and I think he could do that. So, Last Second Sports joins. What's up? Hey, bad timing. I just got done talking shit about your homie. Wolfie, he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right. Like, it's not the end of the world. I'm not dying, you know? Like, I'm still able to feed my family. If that's how you mean, sure. But for the 49ers itself, if you're talking about the 49ers are going to be all right, saying it and then what it is, two different things. Bills have a shit defense, though, and Dolphins can't win against the playoff teams. Yeah. But Bills look way better than us. And if the Dolphins get what's his name? Tua back, we got D-Hop. Congrats, man. Is reporting Lance versus Purdy in last season's preseason is what turned me to unbiased my ass. Yeah, I know. He gets upset when his takes don't work out, and then he rants like he tries to justify it, like jokingly. Oh, I was wrong. And it's like, dude, no. You were preaching, you were putting people down, you were insulting Kyle for X this, X that. Then you don't give him credit. You do not give him credit at all. You do not give credit to the people that prove you wrong. You just sit there and say, oh, I guess I was wrong. Even though you went on for weeks and months talking shit about somebody. Nah, dude, you don't get a pass. You don't get a pass for that. D-Hop's the chief. I know, man. I'm aware. Trust me. I don't know why other teams are – I truly don't know why other teams are helping the Chiefs win another Super Bowl. I don't understand that. I truly don't. Like, I get it. Like, you know, like you need to sell your wide receiver, but you mean to tell me you can find another fucking team that was willing enough to get the 5th round pick? Let's be real. Actually, you know what? It wasn't even a 5th round pick. It was practically a 6th round pick. They practically traded an early 6th round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. That's what they did. They traded an early 6th round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. You're telling me not one team was like, hey, here's a 5th rounder? Shit, I was preaching, hey, here's Ronnie Bell in a 5th rounder. Like, dude. Oh, for real, what the fuck is up? I don't know, man. I don't know why the Bills decided to help the Chiefs. I don't know why. Because I don't know if you were here for this, but I want to preach it again. And I swear to God, I'm going to laugh so fucking hard, and I want everyone else to point and laugh as well. If the Bills lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs because Xavier Worthy had a game-winning touchdown, I will live in it. I will bathe in it. Okay? I'll jiggle these. Okay? That's how I will just laugh so hard. I would just laugh so hard. Why do Chiefs always get all the players and want a 3? I don't know, dude. Why'd you? I don't like. Why are you helping them, dude? They're in your conference. They're in your conference, and you're helping them. When should we fire Nick Sorensen? I think it's Bradley. I think it's Brandon Staley. I think it's Brandon Staley. I can't prove it. I got no proof of it. The only thing I can think of to prove it was watching Justin Jefferson get covered by two safeties. Because the last time I saw two safeties cover a number one elite wide receiver was Brandon Staley's defense using two safeties to guard Tyreek Hill. That is my only evidence that Brandon Staley's got little fingerprints all over it. You know it, dude. So is it Nick Sorensen or is it just Brandon Staley and his stupid ass game plan? It could be a fourth depending on how he plays. Yes, that's true. It could be a early fifth. It could be an early fifth depending upon how it plays. And that's if I can't remember what it was. I think it's if he wins a Super Bowl or he goes to the Super Bowl, which is like, why would you want that to be in the terms? Like does that make you feel better about trading him Diop to them? Does that make you feel better? Does it make you feel better as a Titans fan or the GM? Oh, well, they're probably going to go to the Super Bowl, so let's go ahead and put this in there. Dumb. It's dumb. It's stupid. I can't tell how much hatred I have for the Chiefs. Pissed off. They got 3 Super Bowls in like 5 years. They're the new Patriots. Yes, they're the new Patriots. Chiefs, the new Patriots. Oh, took the words out of my mouth. What's up, Max? Welcome. The Chiefs, the new Patriots. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. 110%. Honestly, I find it. I don't know if it's because we lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but I find the Chiefs way more annoying. I don't know if I find the Chiefs just because we lost to the Chiefs that many times, but I feel like this dynasty is worse. Like just so much worse. I think it's more personal issue. They have depth they used to have. Super Bowl. Yeah. So all right, that's pretty much. I think I'm ready to bounce. But just to cover everything, if this team loses to the Cowboys, let's just talk about the main points here. If the team loses to the Cowboys, it's over. There's nothing they could do, and they should just be sellers. I don't know who they sell, but they need to just move on to the next season, move on to the next era of players because these players are washed and they're not the same. They're done. They're just done. What's your plans? What's your plan to fix things? Peace, dude. Check your blood pressure. You were going off. I had to, man. I had to be real. I just enough. Once I saw that the other teams are getting better while we're not, constantly getting worse, working together to get worse, something needed to be said. Something needed to be done. What's your plan to fix things? If I was to fix things, to fix this year, dear Lord, there's something I think. I need to think about that for a second. First step, trade for a pass rusher, an elite pass rusher. One that can get Nick Bosa to start playing like an elite pass rusher again because he's playing like a mid-tier pass rusher. Trade for an elite pass rusher. I don't care what it takes. 49ers suck at picking first-round draft picks. Trade your first-round draft picks. Trade for Myles Garrett. Trade for Max Crosby. Do it. Do it. Fire Brian Schneider because he fucking sucks. Hire the janitor for all I care. I don't care. Do something different in the special teams. It's not like Brian Schneider is the 20th head coach. It's not like Brian Schneider is the 25th head coach. He's the worst. I got to stop saying head coach. He's the worst special teams coach I've ever fucking seen. He's terrible. Get rid of that guy. Get a new special teams dude. Okay? Defensively, whoever is in charge of the defense, and I do believe that it's Brandon Staley and Nick Sorensen, one of them's got to go and take charge. Or if one of them is just doing it and Brandon Staley actually is not helping, we'll get Brandon Staley in there to help. That's nothing I would do differently. I'm not firing Kyle Shanahan.
especially right now. That would be stupid. I would not do that. But yeah, I would fire the special teams coach and find a new one. There has to be somebody on this team that's a coach, assistant coach somewhere that can do a better job than this guy. There has to be. Again, he is the 32nd, the worst special teams coach in the NFL. That needs to happen. We need to trade for a pass rusher that can help complement Nick Bosa, a true one. Leonard Floyd's not getting it done. We need a true pass rusher. Offensively, the only thing you could do on offense right now, if we could do it, I'd be excited. If we could trade for an offensive lineman that's not McKivitz, I would be happy about that. And then, honestly, for the offense, get healthy. That's the only thing that we could possibly do for the offense. On defense, there's a major hole at pass rush. There isn't a pass rush. And I think having a difference maker like Max Crosby or Myles Garrett will make the defense significantly better. I don't think it'll make the defense a little bit better. I think it would make the defense significantly better. I think it'll make the corners better. It would make the linebackers better. Oh, and get rid of Devondre Campbell. What the fuck is Devondre Campbell doing? Like, get rid of him. Play D. Winters more. Play Bethune. I don't care. He's got to be the worst. He has to be the worst linebacker in the league right now. He has to be. And if he is, then you might as well put in a different guy. Because guess what? If he ends up sucking too, he's just going to be the worst linebacker again. Same thing with the special teams coach. If you fire the special teams coach, bring in a new one, it would be no different because if he sucks, guess what? You're 32nd again. So it's the only way is up for special teams coach. The only way is up. You're rock bottom already. So get a pass rusher, new special teams coach, and trade for a O-lineman that's a tackle or a center. And then obviously try to get healthy with CMC coming back. That's the only thing you could do. Oh, and dust off the what is it? The old playbook. Because whatever this new offense is, whatever this new fucking thing they're doing, because it is new, they're doing all significantly less play action plays. You can clearly see it. It's like you can't even debate that. When you obviously need to run it, when it's even if it's predictable, because sometimes let's be real, like you can be like, okay, obviously you need to run here, so the defense is going to set up the run and probably like well, blah blah blah. It's almost as if there's like this. You obviously would blame Kyle for this. It's almost as if there's this overthinking situation happening where it's like, I'm going to do the unpredictable thing just for the sake of it. I feel like sometimes the predictable thing is the right thing to do. Just for example, the Seattle Seahawks decided to pass the ball in the Super Bowl instead of doing the obvious thing, which is give it to Marshawn Lynch. Sometimes doing the predictable, obvious thing is the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Last thing in sports is well, yeah, definitely. I got more comments coming in, so I'm just feeling the. This is good therapy. I appreciate. Hey, you know what, guys? Before I continue on and look at more comments, thank you. You guys are helping me get this out. You guys are my therapy session. So I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, you guys are helping me out, and hopefully, I'm helping you guys out. And so thank you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I truly do. I don't know what I would do without this live. I think I'd go insane. His confidence is off. Yes, it is. The confidence isn't even there, man. It's like, it's almost as if in the second half, they can actually think to themselves, like, I don't have confidence that we can shut down this team in the second half. It's almost as if they're like, giving up in the second half because they know because of the Rams, because of the Cardinals, the Chiefs, of course, could come back. Any team will dominate them in the second half. For us, especially, just punt it into the end zone every time. Just opt for airfare catch and touchback. If Matthew Wright cannot kick it into the end zone, though, Matthew Wright has one of the weakest legs. I know he's not playing, but recently he had his leg is terrible. He may be accurate, but I mean, that dude, my God, cannot kick 50 yards. Holy crap. Mecole Hardman always hurt. Yeah, no, dude. That's true. Spitting hot fire, Max. You're spitting hot fire. Prefer to upgrade the C before right tackle. Both I know Brendel, because it's almost as if Pooney and Kittle can complement McKivitz. They can help him out. I guess Pooney can technically help out the center, but my God, Brendel's been getting thrown around like a rag doll. He's been terrible. He's been terrible. We'll be great, but you'll have to give up everything to get Garrett. I don't care. Trade. Okay. We are dominant. We are finding players that are ready for the next era already in the second, third, fourth, and fifth rounds. You know what I mean? Like right now we have 11 players. I think I counted 11 to 13 players that we drafted this year, last year, and I think one from the year prior, who would be players set up for the next roster. So we are like 12 or 13 players deep into the next era already. So I think that's a pretty good setup. We are just one good draft away from having a pretty good setup, I think, for the next era. However, the first round draft picks never work out. And I know you're saying like, okay, well, I mean, you're bound to nail one of them at some point. It's a trend. It is a trend. Whoever they pick in the first round, you want to blame Kyle, you want to blame John Lynch, you want to blame the injury bug. You want to blame fucking God for suddenly having Ricky Pearsall walk down the wrong street and get shot. Whatever it may be. The 49ers cannot draft in the first round. It's very rare. We get Ayuk, who's a stud, but then once he gets his contract, disappears. We get Nick Bosa. Once he gets his contract, becomes a mid-pass rusher. Like, enough with the first round draft picks. If you can get a surefire elite player with those first round draft picks, do it. If you can get players in the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth round, if they can do all those things and they can be starters, why rely on first round picks when those first round picks can get you surefire players? I don't understand it. If they can get you, if 2 first round draft picks right now can get you Max Crosby that you will have for those first 2 years, why not trade it? If those first round draft picks can get you Myles Garrett, who you would have for this year and next, why not do it? It's okay. I understand that you're not going to have 2 first round draft picks, but you're going to have a player who is a surefire one to take over that kind of spot as, okay, who did you draft? Oh, we drafted a surefire pass rusher, Max Crosby. We don't have to develop them. We got a surefire guy. So, yeah, trade those first-round draft picks, man. Do it. Because you're getting a surefire player that you can work for the next era. Because Nick Bosa realistically is going to move on into the next era in 2026, 2027. Let's be real. Last Thing Sports. What would you do, Jesse? I think he goes live and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind knowing what he would do, but I think you go obviously check out Last Second Sports. He goes live all the time. I'm sure he's got his opinion on after losing to the Chiefs. I'm pretty sure he's got an opinion. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, 49ers screwed this season. Yeah. What's up, Paris? Yeah, Paris, yeah. It's over if we lose to the Cowboys. It's not over if we beat them. It just hurts. It just hurts. And if the 49ers don't do anything at the trade deadline and beat the Cowboys, awesome. I feel like we'll be the Steelers. We'll get into the playoffs, probably beat our division, go 10-7, and then lose in the wild card divisional round. Because this is one of the worst teams. I'm not saying the worst. 2017 was pretty bad and 2018 was pretty bad, but this would be one of the worst teams Kyle Shanahan has had since 2019. Like you're thinking to yourself, how's that possible? You got Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Trent, you blah, 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 etc. Well, they're not playing good. They're playing like mid players right now. This is one of the worst teams in 5 years. Like 2020 had constant injuries and shit, but the good players were still playing good. Also, that's a legit question. I'll be me. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. And don't forget, fire Kyle. Nah, dude, I'm not firing Kyle. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I laid out my plan, Strawberry. Too much type. I know. He did. He did, though. Carlson can't add. Carlson's not good either. He missed his extra point. I actually said that in the live. What's funny is the things that happened in the Kansas City Chiefs game, I actually predicted. I hate that. I thought to myself, okay, he's a third string kicker. So him kicking it, I was like, okay, I'm expecting him to miss a kick, maybe an extra point. And he did that. Then I thought to myself, Ricky Pierce, it's awesome that Ricky Pearsall is coming back. But the dude wasn't in training camp. He didn't play in preseason, and he didn't play all season. Why should I expect him to suddenly have a connection with Brock Purdy through 1 week of practice, where apparently he was winded on a Monday. He played great apparently Wednesday, Thursday, but there is no way. I mean, you'd have to do what a lot of players fail to do, which is suddenly just be good by just coming back with no training camp, no preseason, and no in-season game at all. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that connection wasn't going to be good with Ricky Pearsall. I knew that he was going to overthrow Ricky Pearsall or miss Ricky Pearsall on a certain pass. That happened twice. And not to mention, Ricky Pearsall looks absolutely – Ricky Pearsall had no burst. Again, this just contributes to what I'm saying. I'm not saying this is who Ricky Pearsall is or going to be. But just as of right now, since he still needs to get back under his feet, getting back into game shape, he looks slow. He looks like he can't cut. He looks goofy as fuck cutting. I don't know about you, but I don't remember which cut. I think it was the one in the end zone where he did like a funky thing, and it looked like something I would do. It was like and then he just went to the left. There was no fooling the defender. He needs time to develop. He needs time to get back into game shape. I knew for a fact that Ricky Pearsall was not going to change anything for against the Kansas City Chiefs. I knew it from the start. This is what last second sports would say if with the 49ers and how to fix them. So if you guys are curious, this is his way I say. I wouldn't pay Brock until after next year. Sell now so the cap hits don't hit 2026. Right now, teams will overpay for guys trying to win. That's the list. Strawberry reacts. I'm not entirely against that. Brock Purdy, I don't think Brock Purdy right now can make a case that he is a $60 million man. I do think he's worth it. I still think he's elite. I don't think one game makes you a shit quarterback. But if right now you wanted to say like, oh, I want to wait another year, I wouldn't hold that against you either, because what is this team right now? What is this team going to be with the next era of players? So I disagree, but at the same time I don't, if that makes sense. But I do agree with the sell now not now, but if we lose the Cowboys. If we lose the Cowboys, sell now, because the trade deadline is not until November 5th. So, and that's after the Cowboys lost. So that would be a lot more indicative on what we should do. If it's a major loss, then yeah, you need to just sell house, dude. Sell out completely. If we beat the Cowboys, I do think we should trade first round draft picks to get a guy that we would have for the next 2 years, such as Max Crosby or Myles Garrett. Jake Brendel has a penalty that cost us a big run on TV. I'm so tired of seeing that too, man. Like, you'll see a big run, you can almost count on there being a fucking penalty. You can almost count on it. That's the gist. Who would you sell, Jesse? Guys on 1-year deals, Debo. Debo restructured his contract, though. So Greenlaw, Ward for sure. Oh, no, you said and Debo. My bad. I heard that wrong. 1-year rental. So Greenlaw. Yeah, we need to know what Greenlaw is. Is Greenlaw the same player after that Achilles tear? That can alter who you are completely. So I want to see who Greenlaw is first before we trade him. He could still be that same guy, and if he is that same guy, we need to give him that extension. Ward definitely. Ward would have to go for sure. Turning 30, a lot of teams would love to have him to win a Super Bowl. He's still an elite corner. That would be a great option. Shop others like CMC. We just restructured him. I can't see much in that. Trent. I even with Trent. Like Trent's been playing average. Kittle, maybe I wouldn't be against Kittle either. I love Kittle, but Kittle's 32. And next year, most likely, he's going to fall down in talent. It's going to get worse. And for him to move on, and that's at age 32, probably the next era of football is in 2026, the next era of this 49ers team. He'll be 34, turning 35. So I would agree with that. Get rid of Kittle. Guys that won't be able to trade fucking Ronnie Bell for a 7th round pick. Trade Ronnie Bell for another trash wide receiver just so we could see that we could fix him. Like, trade Ronnie Bell for anything. If you can get a 7th round pick in 2026, do it. Do whatever you can, man. Gotcha. Bosa's going to be finished with 13 sacks-ish, I think. I would love that. I think he should get, for how much he's getting paid, I think he should get a lot more than that. But I would take it. I would take it. Banks, oh yeah, that's right. Also Banks. Banks could be touch sell last year, rookie deal. Likely won't get a second contract with the Niners. Yeah, I'm with that as well. Jesse, care there are any foundation type players that would be considered not tradable? I'm going to answer that. Players not tradable. I don't think you could trade CMC. I don't think trading CMC would be smart. Fred, I don't think trading Fred would be smart. I don't think trade Nick Bosa. Let's feel on top of my head. There's probably more. I'm sure there's more. Super Bowl hangover, Papa J. Super Bowl hangover. Madden curse. And guess this one. The 49ers were favored for all 17 games. It was right in our faces, dude. It was right in our faces that the shit situation was set. Was the okay, because like even if that happened, like yeah, it's not for sure that you're going to be a shit team, but like if you believe in signs, there were signs. There were signs. There was the Super Bowl hangover, which is really just a superstition. There is the Madden curse, which again is just a superstition, even though it looks like it worked out. And then the 17-0 prediction, pretty much. If you're favored every game, that means you're predicted to go 17-0, pretty much. And then Ayuk holding out throughout the entire offseason, and him just looking like he did not want to be at the 49ers facility when he came back. He looked ashamed. He looked like, I don't want to be there at all. Trent holding out as well. There was just a CMC's terrible injury. Yeah, just there was so many things. Been a fan since 1980. Oh, hey. Real faithful. Good shit. Good shit. Logic, thought, rules. Been a fan since 1980. Since really good years, really bad years. Looks like a bad one, and learn to accept it and move on. Yes, I love it. Hey, for someone who's been around for such a long time, that's cold hard truth, man. You're still going to be a 49ers fan at the end of the day. I know what you mean by that when you're saying it. Like, let's be real. Chip Kelly and Jim Tom Sula was significantly worse. Okay. Mike Singletary, significantly worse. Brock trying to see what he's after another season. Bosa, Warner, Pooney, Mason. Outside of that, I'm open to listen. Mason, yeah, I think we should keep Mason too. I agree with that. I don't. There's a chance that we won't. I think we won't keep him, but I do think that we should keep him. But I don't think we will. I think we're gonna use him as a trade piece. I think he's actually gonna get traded. Because I think he's got. Is he? I don't think he's he is a free agent at the end of the year, huh? If we lose the Cowboys, why not trade him? If we lose the Cowboys, why not? I can see that happening. Bosa, I think his cap is super high. Well, you're saying not trade him. That's right. Never mind. Pooney's a stud, man. Pooney's amazing. I love Pooney. I love me some Pooney. That is actually one of the bright spots of the 49ers. Like, even though like we have this situation now, they did pretty good at drafting an offensive lineman. Like, my concern was like, who the fuck is, when we drafted him, I was like, who is this guy? Because he was like the 12th lineman drafted. Dude, I wasn't even looking at guard. I was thinking center and right tackle was our biggest issue. I I agree. Wolfley's cuts were not fooling anybody. He looks like a high school player at best. Yeah, he just doesn't. He needs time. Pierce. I was shocked that they're willing to put Pearsall out there. I was shocked they put Pearsall out there so soon. I really was. But I guess they probably had to. No, because Ayuk didn't get hurt at the time. The thing I had, the one of the problem I had with the Pearsall thing that kind of bothers me, it just bothers me a little bit. And this is for all the Kyle Shanahan haters, John Lynch haters. Why did they hype him up? Did you notice that? There was a hype that they had in the interviews at their press conferences. There was a hype. As if, yeah, Ricky Pearsall's coming back. As if, like, why are you giving up our hopes? You know, like, why are you doing that? Why are you just saying, like, guess what? Ricky Pearsall's back. Let's fucking go. That's what it felt like. It felt like they were amping him up for a big game, as if he was this incredible player in practice. That bothers me. Like, why did you do that? Why did you tell me, like, hey, man, he's coming back, but we're just trying to get him back in motion. You know, we're trying to get him back in the game speed. He hasn't had training camp, or, like, what was with the hype? I don't understand that. I don't understand that part. Is Mason the last year of his deal? I know he was drafted, so I don't know if it's his last year. I remember checking on Over the Track. I could just bring up Over the Track, and we could just Over the Cap, and just show you guys. All right, so here's Over the Cap, so you guys can see like the potential trades and cuts. I guess we can have this conversation right now. So, as of right now in 2024, these are the current players. And you said, what's his name? Mason. That's it. 2025. All right, so these are the free agents right here on the right side of the list. If you can see it right here. I don't know if it's blurry for you guys or not. If it's not, I'll name off the players, let you guys know. Giacomo Dorlanors, unrestricted. Aaron Banks, unrestricted. Rock Ya-Sin, Ufunga. Any other notable? Kevin Givens, who I think we'll end up keeping. Dobbs, Thomas. Thank God Ambry Thomas is gone. Mitchell. Yeah, Jordan Mason will be a restricted free agent. He'll be a restricted free agent next year. So that means if he ends up signing with another team, or we could tag him or some shit. I don't really know the whole rules of the restricted thing. I should look that up right now. But that most likely means we'll probably keep him if he's a restricted free agent right now. If he's a restricted free agent, God bless you, Viral. But yeah, I think Mason is going to probably get a contract next year, if not from somebody else. And then we will definitely get something in return. I think based on his performance or something like that, this year we get like a second round pick. I think it just depends upon the restricted tag that he would get. I think that's what matters. But we would get something in return if something were to sign him. I think it's if I really should just look it up. Hold on. I'm just gonna look it up and tell you guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Pretty sure Last Second Sport probably knows. Because there's like two different kinds. Free agent. In the National Football League, stands for restricted free agent. An RFA is a player who has 3 or fewer accrued seasons of service and has received a qualifying offer from their current club. The player can negotiate with any club through a certain date. If the player accepts an offer from a new club, the player's current club has 5 days to match the offer. The compensation. If the current club doesn't match the offer, the player can sign with the new team, but the new team have to compensate the current club. The compensation is usually in the form of draft picks and depends upon the level of RFA tender. What is his tender level? It's probably a second-round pick, I'm guessing. It's probably a second-round pick. I'm putting on 2025 basically to be a good 2024-26 forward, knowing it's over. You're punting it. You're punting the season already, Second Sports. But what if we beat the Cowboys? I understand if we lose to the Cowboys. But I'm not punting the season but I'm definitely if we lose the Cowboys, I'm on your side on that one. I'm punting. I'm punting the season if we lose the Cowboys. Just being realistic. I get it, but they need to actually draft well in 2025 to continue to build. Exactly. I do agree with that, but like then you got so if they have like 11 or 12, so they have 11 or 12 players who they drafted recently that they don't really have to re-sign, that would be carried over for, I guess Lenore would be one of them. But if they have like 11 or 13 of them, and Brock Purdy's going to stick around, that'd be 14. So I don't think I counted Brock Purdy when I counted it. Who would we keep? Banks. So that'd be 14. So not Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy was part of the 2022 draft. So Banks would probably stick around. Who else would stick around? Mason could stick around. Ayuk is already sticking around, so that's 3 players. That's 15. I'm trying to add it to 22. Lenore already counted for that one. Who else? Collins. No, Collins is 29. So we'll probably just have him for 2 years. So I'll take that back. So we're at 15. Trying to think who else. Because I already counted Jair Brown and I already counted Mustafa. Who else would be? I think Fred would probably be around in 2026, but that's when I think after that, I think that's when he's done. I think Fred is going to be 29 in 2025. Who else? Bethune, if he's in. Oh, he's already part of that. Never mind. So is D. Winters. So we need to draft and sign 8 more players to move on to the next era. We just need to draft like 8 of them. It's not bad. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Jesse, I think it's going to take a couple of years for us to get back on track. I don't think that. I do think that if we fire the head coach and really rebuild and tear everything down, like truly tear everything down, then yeah. But I don't think it's going to take us years. I think we could still salvage the season for, like we could use half this season. If we punt now before the trade deadline, we can use half the season as part of a rebuild situation. So it would be more like if we punted now before the trade deadline, got rich, sold out then, I think we could actually reload enough, depending upon who we draft, to where we could actually probably have a better team next year, now that I think about it. Now that I honestly think of it. Because if we have currently right now 15 players for sure that we're going to have in 2025, we only need to sign and draft 8 more of those. And I didn't count Debo in the second era, because I do think we're getting rid of Debo by the time we get to the next era. I think we're getting rid of Trent. I think we're going to lose McKivitz, Brendel, Banks, possibly Blanks. We might actually keep him, but Debo's been gone. Juwan Jennings, that's 16. I didn't think about Juwan. We're going to keep Juwan. We're keeping Juwan until he's 34. Okay, he's too clutch. I think we're a lot closer than we think in a rebuild. It just looks grim right now because a lot of the main superstars are out there making big plays, not making big plays, and it just looks grim because those people we used to rely on. But we're getting new players, like 11 to 13 of them, that are stepping up to proven to be superstars to replace those stars. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're a lot closer than we think. A lot closer than we think. Agree, Strawberry, but my plan to get some more picks and try to hit on more players. Yeah. I think we'll do that, especially since we would probably get some compensation because the 49ers do a very good job of getting comp picks, that they usually get a lot of tickets, more tickets than the usual team, you know. But we need to get rid of the first round draft picks. There's no point of having those. Papa J's, me too. But if we wait until offseason a fire sale, then it takes longer. Yeah, it pushes things away a little bit. Greenlaw, Huff, and CMC are all on IR. They can't be traded until offseason, correct? That's true. That's true. So we won't be able to trade Greenlaw. Huff, we can't because he's on IR, and CMC. No, you're right. No, you're not wrong. We can't trade those guys. Fan forever, bro. Yes, I'm glad you remember the bad years, brother. You get it. Yeah, I do, man. I do. I always love my team, and I know there's gonna be bad years. There's gonna be years where I'm gonna be like this, you know. But I still love my team to death, and yeah. If they can return this year, they could be traded on IR. Rule change in 2018. Let's check that out. Can you trade an NFL player on IR. Okay. Yes, NFL players on injury reserve can be traded if they were sent after the September 1st deadline. The acquiring team can activate the player immediately or designate them to return. Here's some other things to know about the injury reserve rules. That's an AI response by Google. That doesn't exactly answer my question. Can ever be traded on IR. If you are the team buying the player on IR, it's no issues as the player you're trading away will leave an empty spot and the injured one will fill that spot on your roster. If you are trading away a player from your IR and getting another player 1v1, ESPN would first make sure that you have an empty roster spot. No, that doesn't help either. I don't see anything saying that you can. If you have to take them off IR. Here's Reddit. Reddit says if a player is placed on IR, they can still be traded or released. This is some guy asked on Reddit. It says, yes, not sure if they come off IR. That's 9 years ago, so that's past 2018. That's 2018. That's a long fucking time ago. Players who are, that's 2008. All right. NFL alters trade deadline and IR rules. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going on side quests because I actually want to know that. It does say players can be traded. This was in 2021 trades. Players on injury reserve can be traded if they were sent there after the September 1st deadline. So I guess that kind of answers it. I guess it kind of supports Jesse more so in this situation. So you're probably right. Oh, but the thing is, you would have to make another roster spot because that IR guy is not on the roster. That's the thing. So we would have to cut a guy to bring a guy on if we traded for a player. So there's that. We just learned that. There we go. I doubt they trade any of the rookies anyway. You weren't trading Mustafa or Green either. I don't think they trade Green. I think even if Green didn't look the same, I feel like the 49ers would sign him anyway. I feel like. Who doesn't love some penny? Man, I'm really behind on these comments. God damn. Thanks, Jesse. Didn't know that. Jesse, what about your boy Demo? Demo, to forget about him, definitely a building piece. Yeah, I like Demo a lot. I think Demo's awesome. I think what's really funny about Demo is that he's kind of he talks shit without crossing a line, if that makes sense. Like he's not Richard Sherman, but he's not a Saint either. You know what I mean? Like he talks shit, but like he knows how to not cross a line where it would set another person off, you know? Demo has but we'll see if he gets paid or if he becomes an all-pro or et cetera, because things like that will just make you more of what you are. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, Demo does talk shit, but he doesn't cross that line, man. And I would totally pay him. I think he's a starting corner in this league. And do I think he's as good as everyone makes him out to be? Not really. I do love him a lot. I still think he's great in this team. I think we should sign him. But I don't think he's that kind of a echelon of elite that some people are putting him up there. Everybody hypes their high picks until they don't. Remember Alex Smith's first 7 years or so? Oh my God, dude. Dude, that was unbearable. That's in 2005. That's when I became a real NFL football 49ers fan. And that was right when we got Alex Smith. So I came in at a very bad time. And then when Jim Harbaugh fixed him, dude, I was like, he's actually good. We just had a shit coach this entire time. Since he's RFA, they can tender him. They did that to JJ 2 years in a row. We got to do that to Mason 2 years in a row. No offense, man. Sorry, Mason. You're locked in, buddy. Is Greenlaw going to be back? I hope so, man. I really do hope Greenlaw's back. I hope he's the same. He's a vibe, man. He's one of those things where, you know, it's like as if he could fix the defense. He's just a player. He's not the best player, but now I think about does it actually make him the best player if he's capable of making the defense elite again? Because I feel like he brings that energy. He brings that Robert Saleh, if that makes sense. He brings that fire, that vibe. I feel like Greenlaw, like even if we were losing the Kansas City Chiefs or everything was looking grim, he'd be the fire that we need to suddenly make everyone great. So like even if Greenlaw's not the same player, just keep him around because he can do that for the team. Like, yeah. Why didn't we trade to get D-Hop? We win some, you lose some, and it just happened to be the Chiefs. Sometimes, man, like you're not always going to get the player that's available that gets traded. You know what I mean? It just happens. It just happened to go to the worst possible option. I don't know why you would help the Chiefs, dude. Why are you helping the Chiefs win a third Super Bowl in a row in the same conference? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you helping the Bills, man? Why are you helping the team that fucks you up every single time in the playoffs? I don't get it. I just want it to be poetic justice, man. I want to see Xavier Worthy score the game-winning touchdown against the Bills. That's what I want to see. Greenlaw rushes Achilles. He's not usually a full. Yep. Usually about, I think normally it's like 12 to 18 months sometimes. But sometimes players come back a little early, like 9 months later, 10 months later. But if you want a full recovery, it would be 12 to 16 months. But you know how like players come back when it's like healthy, like it would work, but it's not exactly healthy where you can truly function on the Achilles. I can see him coming back. Apparently not. Yep. They need to fix that freaking defense because the DC isn't getting it done. Yeah, dude, I don't know what's going on. Can Ringgold come back? Yeah, he can come back this season. I think he's supposed to come back. The rumor was he's supposed to come back a few weeks after Christian McCaffrey, so sometime in December. Greenlaw is a critical leader on that defense. He is, man. He is. If you're going to help the Chiefs, at least fleece them. I know, dude. It just like it doesn't make any sense to me, Bog. It doesn't. Like, why are you helping the Empire? I don't understand. So, all right. I think last second sports got me all jolted up again, got me going. And I went on for 52 minutes longer than I expected to go. Hey, I'll take it. So I think it's the most viewership I got, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you. I hope you guys like the live too, man. It supports me a lot. I grow. It takes this 49ers heart from like here to here. But yeah, I feel significantly better, guys. I'm not going to lie. I feel better. I feel that you guys helped me out, and I hope that I helped you guys out as well. Thank you guys so much for taking part of this stream. This channel is nothing without you guys. So again, thank you so much for the support. I go live at least nowadays every other day. Sometimes the 2 days in a row, it just happens. Sometimes, but you can count on like 5 days a week. Usually I go live. Fear Matt, lay off the meds and wake up from the rehab. He's a junkie and needs help. McAfee? Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. So I got about. I seriously actually have work. Not gonna lie. I got really into it. You guys, awesome conversation, can do that, and I actually have to do some things. So thank you guys so much. Logic Thought Rules, you're awesome, man. True Faithful, been around for a long time, man. Representing. Papa J in the house. You're awesome too, man. OG, Last Second Sports, appreciate your cameo and your questions, man. Keep rocking. Strawberry X, of course, with the facts, with the conversation. OG, man, shout out. There's someone else that came in here that usually is an OG. Gotta give a shout out to the OGs. There was somebody in here who's an OG. I know it. Strawberry. 49er Meter, that's what it was. 49er Meter, man. Good to see you too, brother. You're awesome. Hey, if you guys like 49ers, man, check out 49er Meter. He's a good dude, good vibes. He's usually pretty real. He's not going to yell like me, or like stuff like that. So maybe you like more of a chill vibe. Definitely go check out 49ers Media. He brings it every single time. To everybody who watches this live later, and if it helped you out, therapeutically, if it helped you understand some things, if it helped you in any possible way, hey, if you're a hater and somehow you love this video, sub the live, man. Sub the content. Sub to the channel. Why did I say those two things? That doesn't make any sense. Sub to the channel. You know, I'm pretty consistent. Win or lose, I'm always going to be here. I love doing this. And by helping me out, makes my little 49ers heart go from here to here. And if you like the live, of course, like the live. It helps me out dearly. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. All love, fam. And I will see you next video.